My name's Cliff. I'm an addict. You know, it's I really didn't. No, I don't really have any literature that I read for this. This I found it one place. I was asked on Thursday to share on this topic. I thought about it, and I'll share my experience, strength, and hope with what I see in that topic. Now, the one place I did, I mean, and I probably could have found it elsewhere. I'm sure I could have done better. No, I'm a dope fiend, so this is what you get. Um, I found it in a worksheet where it mentions about the addict being doomed. An addict who does not want to stop using will not stop using. They can be analyzed, counseled, reasoned with, prayed over, threatened, beaten, locked up, but they will not stop until they want to stop. The only thing we ask of our members is that they have this desire. Without it, they are doomed. But with it, miracles can happen. Okay, and I've also learned to look up words in here and get definitions. Definition of doomed is likely to have an unfortunate or inescapable outcome. Now, that I can relate to. You know, it's my story probably ain't much different than anybody else's. It might be drastically different. You know, I don't think it matters how anybody got here. I think it's just a miracle that I did. Hey, I started, for me, my first drug was fantasy, because I wasn't comfortable with who I was. I'm still not. If I'm 57 years old, I'm still not comfortable with me. But, you know, it was fantasy. Then it was, I remember I couldn't have been 7, 8 years old. I had a Tonka truck. They were made out of metal then, so you could literally sit in the son of a bitch and roll down the sidewalk. Oh, my uncles would be up there. They'd be drinking with my dad and shit. It was a big giggle. My one uncle would give me a big cigar about as big as my forearm, fire it up, stick it in my mouth. Then they'd give me a pounder of Iron City in a glass bottle and watch me fly down the sidewalk with a glass bottle and a flaming hot cigar in my mouth. And my uncle would give me a silver dollar when I got to the bottom of the grade. And 2 years later or so, I was getting my ass beat in the bathroom having to eat a pack of cigarettes because I was getting caught smoking. Now, my thing was, fuck, you just paid me for it a couple years ago. I was the youngest of 6. And this disease runs through my family. So being the youngest of 6 with brothers and sisters to deal with, I got away with a hell of a lot. I started sniffing glue when I was 10. It's my brother sold whatever he did. But I never had a problem having access to something to help me escape from who I was. So I went through that. I was shooting dope by the time I was 15, 16. One thing I never did was heroin. But watch when you say never. I did everything I could find. And I started doing, crack was a thing. That was a fun ride. That was my first dive into recovery. I couldn't put that glass dick down to save my life. So I seen the problem then, and I got into, I went to rehab. I got a little bit better. I got into recovery. I immersed myself. I made friends. I got a couple years clean. I was a part of this the first 5 years. It's when it was in Whitaker. And that was, I remember a lot of people in these rooms. And it's, and I did, but I missed something. I know what I missed. It was, I put myself into it, self-will, trying to do some shit. I relapsed on my pain medication that I self-willed that I didn't need. And, whenever I never heard of a fucking Oxycontin when I was in rehab, till I was in rehab. Probably because I wasn't interested. But after that, I come back, and that was in 2000. That's, the gentleman spoke up here this morning. I don't remember exactly, these dates and stuff. I remember them as I hear other people that stuck around when they share. They remind me of, when I was here and when I wasn't. So I got away from the pipe. I got a career. I got my wife's trust back, got some things back, got the trappings of success. What I thought was success, I could snort 2-3 oxys, still go to work, pass a drug test if I cheated bad enough, and I got by with that for quite a few years. Then I couldn't get oxys no more. But I didn't, even with my exposure to this program prior, I didn't see the follies and the fucking devastation that was coming. So I couldn't get oxys no more, and I didn't see nothing wrong with snorting a couple bags of dope to get to work. So I did that for a while, and I look at it now, it's amazing I didn't kill myself or somebody else, because my profession can be dangerous. I could hurt somebody. I lost a few jobs along the way. I never seen the dope, or my lifestyle was the problem. Sometimes, I think it would have been better for me if I would have just scraped the fucking bottom and just drug my face there for a fucking year or two, and then crawled out of the shithole that I made for myself. Because once I left here, I'd say it was about 2006. And I judge all these times off other people's clean time. Because I started drinking, and a good friend of mine came to my house. I was sitting on my patio. I was half kicked in the ass. He's like, I need help. I can't stop smoking crack. I looked at him. I said, I can't help you. Look at me. But I did tell him, I said, these are where the meetings are. These are some people you can talk to. And he got 18 years. So I was able to help somebody, thank God. He's still clean. I just picked up 2 years on the 20th of September. The topic of the addict is doomed without NA. Now, the program saved my life once, and I was able to come around and change my life. Then I lost my gratitude. I've heard it said, you lose your gratitude, you're fucked. I lost my gratitude. I started going to meetings looking at the differences, not the similarities. I got sick of hearing somebody share about the same fucking difficulties they're having in life, or sharing about making the same mistakes in their life. And I didn't need that because I was all better. Well, I didn't need that, and I went back out, and it ended up being 17 years of hell. My last year, I overdosed 5 times. It's like I said, watch when you say never, because them 5 overdoses didn't come from aspirin. I overdosed. I was driving. I remember exactly what I did. I snorted a bag of dope going up the hill through Greensburg. Got to the stop sign at the top of the hill. I must have made it through the stop sign. And I was getting ready to get on the bridge and go across the bridge towards McKeesport. And thank God I didn't make it to the bridge. I went out there, and all I remember is the cops grabbing me. And I was, naturally, what are you doing? But, that wasn't enough to make me quit. I continued. My wife was diagnosed with cancer. I couldn't stop. She went through chemotherapy. I got high. I got medicated. She went through stem cell replacement, was in the hospital for over a month. I couldn't go to the hospital to see her without snorting a couple bags of dope in the bathroom of the hospital, in the parking garage. And then I couldn't do nothing without snorting a couple bags of dope. Ended up being, it was hell. And she just said something got to change. That's all she said. She didn't scream. She didn't yell. And so I got some dope and I went to Boston for rehab, but I couldn't leave without dope again. I almost got arrested at Atlanta airport for, I had a bunch of dope in my pocket. The lady said I was smoking in the bathroom. I wanted to tell her, no, you're wrong. I wasn't smoking in there. I was snorting dope. But she probably still would have called the marshals, so that wouldn't have went over well. But I went there. I ended up going to Boston. I went down there for rehab. For me, I went down there. I quit smoking. I quit doing dope. I quit taking chemicals. The doom part of this, man, I couldn't do shit. I couldn't function I couldn't pay my bills. I couldn't keep a job. I don't know how I stayed employed. It's those 17 years, and then I did a lot of damage with my. Oh, time's up. Well, guys, I thought it'd be hard to get through it, but hey, hope I helped somebody. If not, I helped myself. Sorry.